This is the story of 12-year-old Lucas from California, a boy who walked onto the stage of America's Got Talent 2025 not knowing that he was about to discover something far greater than applause. Lucas grew up in a small California town, surrounded by sunshine, laughter, and the sounds of his old guitar. He wasn't the loudest or the most confident child, but inside his quiet spirit lived a dream that refused to fade. Music was his safe place. Every note he played felt like a whisper from heaven, guiding him toward something greater. His mother often found him in his room, eyes closed, fingers gently strumming strings, lost in a world of melody and meaning. For Lucas, music wasn't just sound, it was prayer. Yet even the purest dreams are tested. When Lucas decided to audition for America's Got Talent, excitement quickly turned into fear. Doubts crept in like shadows. What if I forget the lyrics? What if they laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? He remembered the times he stumbled in front of his class, the laughter of kids who didn't understand, the ache of missing his father, the man who once told him that faith could move mountains. Now, as the audition drew near, Lucas prayed for that same faith to move the mountain of fear in his heart. At night, he sat by his window, staring at the stars, whispering small prayers into the sky. He asked for courage, for strength, and for peace. And in the stillness of those moments, something began to change. A calm presence seemed to wrap around him, not loud or dramatic, but gentle, like a soft voice saying, "You are not alone." It was the first time Lucas felt that peace could be louder than fear. When the big day arrived, the studio lights were brighter than he had ever imagined. The audience roared, cameras flashed, the judges waited with expectant smiles. Lucas stepped forward, guitar in hand, heart pounding so hard it nearly drowned out his thoughts. For a brief second, he froze. The world felt enormous, and he felt impossibly small. Then, he closed his eyes, took one deep breath, and remembered that quiet voice within him. He whispered to himself, "Just sing your truth." And so, he began. His voice trembled at first, but soon it found its rhythm, warm, pure, filled with the innocence of a child and the wisdom of an old soul. The melody flowed like water, washing over the audience. Every lyric carried a prayer, every note a piece of his heart. The judges leaned forward, captivated. The crowd, usually loud and restless, fell silent, as if the entire hall had paused to listen to something divine. Halfway through the song, emotion overwhelmed him. He looked up toward the ceiling lights, perhaps toward heaven, and his voice cracked slightly. But he didn't stop. He kept singing, because in that moment, he understood, perfection wasn't what moved people, truth did. He wasn't performing anymore, he was sharing. Sharing his faith, his pain, his hope. And through that honesty, he was healing. When the final note faded, there was silence, a sacred silence that lingered for a heartbeat. Then the entire audience rose to their feet. The applause thundered through the hall, but inside Lucas, there was only stillness. A warm, peaceful stillness that said, "You did it. You were brave. You were true." Backstage, his mother held him tight, tears streaming down her face. "You were amazing," she whispered, but Lucas just smiled. He wasn't thinking about winning or losing. He was thinking about that calm moment before the song began, the breath, the faith, the peace that had carried him through. In the days and weeks that followed, Lucas noticed something had changed within him. He still loved music, but now it wasn't about applause or recognition. It was about connection. It was about gratitude. He began to play his guitar differently, slower, softer, as if in conversation with the divine. He prayed not just for success, but for wisdom. He no longer asked for easy days. He asked for strength to face the hard ones with grace. He realized that faith isn't about the absence of fear, it's about walking forward even when fear whispers that you can't. He learned that peace isn't a destination, it's a daily choice, a practice of returning to that still, quiet place inside. And he understood that real growth doesn't come from applause, it comes from honesty, the courage to be yourself even when the world expects perfection. People began to notice a new light in him. His friends said he seemed calmer. His teachers said his music had more feeling. Even strangers who watched his audition online wrote messages saying his performance brought them peace. Lucas had become more than a contestant, he had become a vessel of hope. Through his journey, he discovered that purpose is never about impressing others, it's about expressing the truth of your soul. That's the kind of power that changes lives. Not fame, not trophies, but authenticity. And through that authenticity, Lucas found himself. Friends, perhaps that's the message we all need today. That within each of us, there is a quiet strength waiting to be heard, a soft light that never goes out, no matter how dark life becomes. Lucas's story reminds us that when we dare to be real, when we walk in faith instead of fear, we awaken something divine within us. So if you're facing your own stage, whether it's an interview, a new beginning, or a challenge no one else sees, remember Lucas. Remember the boy who walked onto the world's biggest platform carrying nothing but his guitar and a prayer. Remember how he found peace not after the applause, but before the song began, in that sacred breath where faith met courage. Take that same breath now. Inhale peace, exhale doubt. Trust that your journey has meaning, even if you can't yet see the whole path. Like Lucas, keep walking, keep believing, keep singing your truth. Because the world doesn't need another perfect performance, it needs your honest heart. And when you finally step into your moment, remember this: you are already enough. You were always enough. You are loved, guided, and capable of more than you imagine. Thank you for watching Kind Tales. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that faith and peace still exist in this world. Until next time, may your soul be calm, your dreams be clear, and your heart be brave. Walk in peace, believe in your light,